Hey everyone, welcome to Shelly Slays the Day. Today we are going to be doing a full face of drugstore makeup using some of my very favorite drugstore products. So I want to take you along for the ride. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is prime my face. I have a couple here. I do like to go in with a double prime, so I'm going to do the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer basically near my nose, and then I'm going to use this CoverGirl kind of around the perimeter of the face. So for foundation, I do want to show you, I do have a few favorites. One of them is going to be the L'Oreal Infallible, I think the 24-hour wear, something like that. And this stuff is so good. This acts like a high-end foundation. And then I also have to say, one of the foundations I was surprised the most by this year is this one. I wasn't really expecting to like it very much. This is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid one from ColourPop, as well as their tinted moisturizer. This is not a lot of coverage. This is definitely medium coverage, but I thought they were both really good. I would say that this one is better than this one, especially if you like more coverage, but I just have to say that these three really impressed me from the drugstore this year. So because I'm not going to go for a super high intense coverage look today, I just wanted to show you these because this is definitely more medium full coverage. So I feel like this is the spectrum. So it's light and then medium and then like full coverage, but I just think all of them, they're all really good. So I'm just going to go ahead and use, this is one of my favorite foundation brushes. This is from Moda. This is in their metallics line, and this is their foundation brush. This one is so good. And in case you're wondering, the color that I have is medium 10N in this. One of the worst places for foundation for me is around my nose. So I definitely, I'm just going to go ahead and go really light coverage today. You can see this is not a ton of coverage, it's just kind of evening things out. I do have some breakouts here. It's letting it shine through. It's fine, I'm not going anywhere today. Now for concealer, I have one that's too light and one that's too dark, but I'm going to try and mix them together. This one is from e.l.f. This is the Hydrating Camo Concealer, and this one is from CoverGirl, and this is their True Blend Undercover. Now, I feel like these are both really like high coverage and really good. Definitely not my colors right now. I'm just going to use that same foundation brush, and I kind of go down and flick towards my nose. I'm adding a little bit of coverage on the side of my nose here. And as I've gotten older, I certainly don't do like a big triangle because I feel like it really actually like drags down my face. So I just kind of do it strategically here in the corner and then here on the outside. And I feel like that is enough. And these are really like pretty high intensity in the coverage. So you can see you don't need a lot. So like I said, I'm going inwards and I'm kind of flicking up my nose here. Then I'll kind of go on the outside and then just take any remaining and just bring it on my eyelid almost like a primer. So you guys saw how little I used and like it's like bam, full coverage under. I'm going to try and take a little of this and just kind of stipple in some of this. I definitely have a lot of skin irritation coming through right now. I think I'm just going to do a quick dot down here, and then I'm gonna kind of let it sit for a while, and then I'll just end up like trying to stipple it out because I don't want to like move it around too much. Okay, after all that, I'm going to end up setting up kind of around the whole face. I'm gonna avoid this little area right here, and I'm going to be using the Fit Me powder. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's a big like indent in here. And I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush and just kind of roll it around in there and kind of just, I don't necessarily just want to swipe everything, I'm just kind of like patting, and because it's such a big, round, fluffy brush, I'm just kind of patting the whole thing against my face. Go back in and try and finish off this little spot here. I feel like that's a little more blended in. Yeah, you can still see it, but I feel it's better. And then I'm just going to take a little of that powder and then set over the whole thing again, kind of just pressing onto it. So two different eyebrow products that I really like from the drugstore. One of them is going to be the e.l.f. Precision pencil. I think it's Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. And then the other is from ColourPop. So both of these are really good. Both have a spoolie on one side. You know, not a ton of colors, but I really like both of these. I feel like the e.l.f. has a super precise tip. So if you're kind of into that Benefit Precisely My Brow, it's going to be like that. And then the e.l.f. is, or sorry, the ColourPop, it's very similar. I feel like this one is a little like heavier and waxier, but both of these really good. I feel like this one is a little bit, you have to be more careful because it will start to look like you've gone overboard quickly with this one, whereas I feel like the e.l.f. you can really kind of build it up. So I'm going to give my little brows a little spoolie through, and then I'm going to come in, and then if you feel like you've gone a little crazy with your brows, you can go back over it with that powder brush just a little. Okay, when it comes to bronzer, I picked 3 just so I can show you a variety from the drugstore that I think each one of them are really good. I don't think you'd go wrong with either 3 of these. Starting with Maybelline, this is the City Bronzer. This comes in 3 shades, I believe. I have the medium shade. This is number 200. And then this is such a bargain. I feel like this is comparable to like the Charlotte Tilbury like Flawless Hollywood, like the huge bronzer that I have. I feel like this is just as pretty. It's a great dupe for it, I feel like. And this is in Forever Sunkissed. This is the primer infused bronzers. These are beautiful. Like I think e.l.f. really killed it with this formula, and I don't feel like you have to spend a ton on some of these bronzers. These are so good. Not only this, but this is a perfect color. You can use this on like a fluffy brush and then go in and use this on your eyes as well and kind of have like this monochromatic, really like easy look. It's like a perfect transition shade. I feel like it's such a good color. And then the last but not least is going to be the traditional butter bronzer. I'm so glad that Physicians Formula actually changed and did now another, you know, like couple of different colors of this. This one is in Sunkissed Bronzer. Yeah, these are so good. They smell amazing. It feels like it takes forever to ever get through one of these or really show damage. You can see mine is definitely a lot flatter than it was before. The only thing I absolutely hate is the packaging. Like they put those brushes in the bottom that no one uses. They're just... I hate the packaging. They're so thick. They're hard to store in some of like the cabinets or like, yeah, I wish they would change the packaging, but the product itself is so good. And it smells amazing. Okay, so this one has a little bit more of a shimmer in it, and this one is pretty matte. So sometimes I'll even go in and actually just kind of do multiples. I'm trying to show you guys the colors. All 3 of these though, they're just beautiful. So this one, this one, this one. I mean, they're so good. So I would recommend any 3 of those, and I don't think you would be disappointed. So I'm going to go ahead and just get a brush and kind of do some bronzing. I'll go in with some of the butter bronzer and just kind of go in there, and I'll just kind of do a little bit here at the back of the cheeks. And I'm going to bring it a little bit here under my chin too. And then I'll do some at the forehead. So it's almost like a little bit of a 3 here. Oh, it smells so good. And then I'll actually go in there with another one. So I'll go in with the e.l.f. as well. I'll just use a different brush, be a bit more precise. I feel like the other one is just kind of like big and fluffy, and this one's a little bit more precise. I think both of those, like all 3 of them, they all perform like high-end bronzers. And I feel like if you got any of them, I don't know if you would necessarily tell the difference between some of those like super high-end bronzers. I think those are lovely. All of them. All right, so there's that. That was quick and easy. Now I'm going to go ahead and roll into the blush. So I have a couple here just to show you. Actually, I lied. I have a trio. So this is the Pixie Glow like cakes, I think they called them. Pixie Glow Cake. And this is so neat in here because I love, these remind me of the Kevyn Aucoin, and I know that IT Cosmetics had this for a little bit too. But basically it has this gradient of color. So it has like almost from the highlight, blush, bronzer, all in one type of thing. So this entire cake, as you kind of use it, you can kind of, you know, if you want to go highlighty and a little bit of bronzy, I mean, you can just kind of like mix and match and play. And so it's beautiful because it all kind of like flows into each other. I think it's really, really stunning. So I think that this is a really, really nice one. Here, you can kind of see the gradient now. I think that one is really beautiful. Also, I think some of the classics from Milani, they have these beautiful like wheels. They have the one that's a little bit wider, and they have, of course, their baked blush. Like Milani, it's gorgeous and a stunning peach, beautiful color. I think Milani makes beautiful face products. This one is a beautiful kind of a coral color, and it has like this whole kaleidoscope of colors that you can go into. One more that I feel is kind of overlooked at the drugstore, this Maxi blush. This packs a punch, man. And just like the e.l.f. ones, the primer infused line, they also have some blushes as well, but this one will pack a punch, and it has like a shimmer sheen in it too. So if you're into like that NARS Orgasm type of blush, you would probably really like this one. And this is in the color Third Base from did I say this is from Rimmel. So this one is kind of like shiny. This one has the entire kind of gradient, and this one has this beautiful kaleidoscope too. And I feel like what's really neat is if you're in here and you're precise with your like eyeshadow, you can use this as eyeshadows as well. And I feel like you can kind of use, it's kind of like a very small eyeshadow palette of curated all monochromatic almost. And so you could use kind of like, you know, one of these in the crease and on the lid, and it's just a beautiful all over, not just on your face, on your cheeks, but on your eyes too. I mean, they're so stunning. So I think what I'll do is I'll just kind of go in and I'll swirl this one. I'm using a stippling brush, and then I'll just kind of fluff. How pretty is that? And then if you wanted to, you could even go in with like a little bit of a like lighter color and just do it right on the apples of the cheeks. Just go in there and just kind of give you a little bit of a pop, extra pop right here. Kind of right here on almost above the apples of the cheeks, and then bringing that up almost like a blush topper, because like I said, it does have some shine in it. So hopefully you can kind of see that. Yeah, I think so. A couple of drugstore highlighters that I think are really, really great. I'm going to clue you guys in on 3. One of them is from CoverGirl, and this is their True Blend Super Stunner. These are really, really, I feel like you kind of have to swatch them, but like, okay, are you gonna see this hopefully? This is like gold champagne-y color. Hopefully you're seeing some of that. Oh, it's so pretty. So this is another one. This is from ColourPop. This is one of their Super Shocks. So this is definitely a bit lighter, icier. Is beautiful all over the lid as well. So this one is called Lunch Money. Now, if you've never played with a Super Shock like shadow like that from ColourPop, they feel like wet and squishy to the touch. So they're amazing. And then absolutely hands down, one of the best highlighters, period, from the drugstore ever. These are the duos from Pixi. Oh my gosh. I just like to take a brush and go in both, but you can see this one is in Subtle Sunrise. They also have Delicate Dew. And these are the most gorgeous, oh my gosh, stunning highlights. So I'm going to swatch them. So you can see them hopefully here and here, but they are just gorgeous. And I like to mix them together. This is one of those, like, it feels velvety and just goes on the skin, and it is amazing. And then one last one, because I love highlights. What can I say? I love highlight. If you've never checked these out, you have to check them out. They're from Wet n Wild. I hope they still make this. But this is their cushion highlighter. So it only, I believe, was in one color. And you take it out. It comes with a little sponge. You dip it in, and then you pat it on. And it's just wet and beautiful and stunning. And why does no one talk about these? These are amazing. So what's actually even better is you could do this, lay this down as a wet base, and then throw on a powder one on top of it, and like people will see you from space. So I don't even mind this stupid little like cushion that it comes with. You can basically just press in and then just, I mean, come on, just stop. Just stop. That is offensively beautiful. Oh my gosh. It is stunning. I know it looks like a stripe on the cheek right now. It's okay. It's okay. First, we're going to tap it on, and you don't have to use a sponge. You can use your fingers. You can use whatever. You might be thinking, whoa, that looks crazy. I don't care. It's amazing. So I actually go in and I kind of just stipple if I want to tone it down. Oh, it is so pretty. You see that? It is like, and because it's like a cushion and it's wet, it just will blend. It will just keep blending until it dries. And because I have kind of chubby cheeks, I like to bring mine like pretty far in on my cheek. Hopefully. Oh my gosh. It is just the prettiest highlight. Oh my God. It's beautiful. Okay, so I think we are moving on to eyes. Last but not least, I have to mention 3 different eyeshadow palettes. The first, these little eyeshadow quads from e.l.f. this year, these little bite-sized ones, these are so beautiful. I have to say, this is one of my favorites. Of course, this is one of everyone's favorites. This is Cream and Sugar. I love the Rosewater one, but mine broke, so I have to order another one. They just have a mint green that just came out. I'm ordering that one when I do the order. Also, I know that they've stopped doing these older pans, but if you can still get your hands on it, this is from Milani. This is their Soft and Sultry palette. one of my shades fell out, which unfortunately is one of my favorite ones, but it's just a beautiful, this reminds me of Stila or like Bobbi Brown type of eyeshadow palettes. These are really well made, comes with a big mirror. I love traveling with this, that's how I broke it. And then the last one, this one is just kind of special. This one's from Pixi, and this is just a beautiful like shimmer formula. And the thing is, they're not super pigmented, but you can certainly build them up, and it's fun and unique, and Pixi has a whole bunch of beautiful palettes, and I feel like they're very beginner friendly, and you don't have to work that hard sometimes with these, because some people might not like, they just don't show up. You have to really build them, but I almost love that about them, because for me it's very easy to go really overboard very quickly, and I feel like it's harder to do that when you're using these. So all right, so I don't know exactly the look. I think we're just gonna go, I'm already feeling pretty bronzed up, kind of, and corally, so I think I'm just gonna do something super simple. I'll probably just speed through this, and then we'll catch up here in just a second. And just for funsies, I'm also going to go in with one of the bronzers that I didn't use, and use it as kind of like a creasy transition shade, just so I get to repurpose and use it again. Okay, so we're going to talk quickly about pencils from the drugstore, and I have to tell you, there's some really good ones. First of all, the Endless Silky Eye Pencils from Pixi, these are stunning. I have them in so many colors, including like a purple, a bronze, a brown, a blue. These are so good. And then I'm going to say the e.l.f. what is this? H2O Proof Eyeliner Pen, the ColourPop Creme Gel Liners. They've done something different with these, because I used to hate them. Now I actually really, really like them, and they're really great for the waterline. And last but not least, the NYX Felt Tip Liner. Oh, an honorable mention goes to the Physicians Formula Waterproof Eye Booster Serum Pencils. Those are really, really good. So I am actually going to take this bronze one though. I'm going to line, and then I'm going to actually toss some up and darken up here a little bit, and use it a little bit as kind of an eyeliner, and then smudge it out just a bit. Stick it down here. And then I'm also going to throw in a little bit of that brown as well from ColourPop. I know you're probably thinking you're mixing and matching eyeliners. Yep, I'm crazy like that. You can't tell me what to do. Okay, last but not least, to set this, I've got a setting spray, two options for you. I feel like this one is pretty darn close to the Urban Decay All Nighter, and this is the Master Fix from Maybelline. And then the next one is actually the Fix It Up Matte Setting Spray from Kokie. So both of these are really, really nice. I'm closer to finishing this one, so I'm going to just go ahead and use this one for right now. That one has a really good spray on it, I have to say. Okay, hands down, one of the best formulas, period, from the drugstore is going to be the Pixi by Petra, the matte, like Liquid Last lipsticks. These are so good. They come in a ton of awesome colors, including like this beautiful red. And I feel like once these dry down, I mean, not only is it not too dry, but it just stays. It just stays. And then I have to say, I like to top it, like one of their like glosses, so pretty. This is the Sheer Rose, and it has like a little bit of a mint tingle. I think it's so pretty. I love to also use this particular color just all over the lip after doing my lips with a lip liner, and then putting this on top. So pretty, I think. All right, this is the finished look. This is a full face of drugstore makeup. I'd love to know what you guys think, if you have favorites in some of these categories, or if you love some of these items that I was using today. Let me know. Drop a message down below. If you like videos like this, make sure you like and subscribe. Would love to have you be part of my online family. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you in a video very soon. Bye.